We are back for the large final. Zoran, Dan, Hattok, Abney. Finals coming to you now. Giving them about a 30-second warning, so everyone finish your predictions. I am Kyle, of course, 5th place finisher. Living with it for now. And I'm joined today with Luke, Climatee Control A.
Hey, all.
Yep. And we have MG in the background who will be chiming in with the salt quantity in the room. The answer is always high.
Yes, very high.
Alright, so without further ado, these guys are ready to roll. Might as well get this thing going. At the end of this, we will have our champion crowned, so do not go anywhere for the next 40-ish minutes, because this is going to get good quick. And they're off. Going out to the early lead. Oh, now Dan is.
Oh, Dan spins out, hits the tree.
We should commentate like that. The Hattock's in first now, and now here comes Abney.
Dan goes back for the shrooms.
Alright. Settling in, Abney with the bolt. Early in this one.
Early bolts, probably wants to use that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cycle for items.
I think this early in the race, yes, I think it's a good call to cycle. Ooh, Zoran hitting a deke. Oh, Zoran picks a bolt of his own up. So Hattok in the lead. Zoran doubling up, okay. Oh, gets trolled right away.
Thunderstorm warning for Luigi Raceway.
Indeed. Spam that check if you want Beck. He's going to cash a check. 250,000 large ones if he wins this tournament. Part of our $400,000 prize pool.
Chuck E. Cheese gift card.
250
cents on it.
Shockingly, the setup is $250K to first place, $0 to second, and $100,000 to third, $50K to fourth. So you don't want to come in second here.
This is all before taxes, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually taxed 2,000%, so...
I file it away through the Cayman Islands, so we'll see if these boys will, are in jail by next year. Whoever wins this. Alright.
Well, I can tell you right now, the Yoshis won't be in jail because they evade taxes.
They do evade taxes. That's a deep meme. Oh, wow. Dan Burbank is going to absolutely run away with Luigi to start this.
He is so far ahead.
Yeah, he was so far ahead, had a star. At this point, I think Zoran had the bolt. He realized he had to turn away from Dan and just fight for the second. Uses the bolt on the other three. Oh, Dan. Honestly, the biggest lead I've seen in Luigi Raceway, definitely this week.
I don't even know what happened, honestly.
Yeah, we're too busy talking about tax fraud. Abney trying to come home in second here. I think he is going to bring it home. Yes, indeed. Oh, and Hattok will take the third over Zoran. Tough start for Zoran. And USA is up 6-0 on Team World right now. On to Moo Moo Farm. Another track that's got some element of randomness
Dan with the
to
AB spin.
Yep, Dan's patented double pickup. Ooh, gets the bolt. I think he wanted to get off in time, but realizing it's a bolt, decides to play it a bit more cautiously. Yeah, we're going for it. Yeah, Dan is the only returning champion of Summer Kart. Looking to regain his title. Zoran, yet to win a title, but I believe came in second last year. Has many VAs under his belt. Many Euro Championships under his belt, so would like to add this to his trophy cabinet. Beck Abney didn't make the finals last year, made it in 2022. Second place finish then. A couple VA titles, or one VA title under his belt as well. And then Hattok, the man that's won pretty much every other meet that's known to man. Wisconsin champ, PA champ, you name it. First ski final though, first Summer Kart final for him.
Pulled out a very strong round earlier today.
Yes, to get here.
Points.
Story of the day. Dan and Zoran had locked up more or less before reaching their final round, but Hattok versus Abney for the last spot. Hattok needed 42 points to tie him, and he nailed that exact number, and then beat Abney in the tiebreaker to give this auto bid to the final. But no harm, no foul for Abney. He's able to win the semifinal to make it here now. On to lap 3 we go.
Abney gets launched over the items.
Yeah, that's a tough miss. They're all beating each other up now, and this is allowing Dan to get another solid lead going.
Dan looking to front run these
okay,
races.
Dan's going to use this, I think, defensively.
Who's out?
Yep, just to get through here. It's going to be too late for anyone to really use some items to go after him. So I think that Dan should take this one. Yes, indeed, he is through clean. Battle for second is on once again.
Dino sliding to the first place right there.
Ultimate swag. Monroe versus nobody. He's braked out the big swag. Hattok in second, though. Zoran gets on the board. Abney in fourth. Jeez, I almost said third. All right, 2 races in. Dan, perfect start, 6 points. Nearly has the rest split up perfectly, but Hattok had to get 3 instead, while Zoran has 1. Abney in third. It's a lot of numbers flying your way. You can also just read them on the screen if that was true.
Fun fact, those numbers add up to 12.
They do indeed. Math with MGay. Our newest segment. All right, what's your favorite number?
43.
Okay. Luke?
5.
Okay. 5. Like the number of times Dan's gonna miss this ramp today? Lining it up. Actually, honestly, we probably already missed 5 combined by now. I think Hattok had kind of a swag entry there.
Go, go, go! Gates it, yeah. Let's go.
I think Hattok like shelled his way in on accident. Now he has the blue in first. This is probably one of the most nervous situations to be in. Because even though you have the perfect protection, if you accidentally let go of that Z or C down button, you're getting hit immediately. Abney using a quick bolt here. A blue is coming Hattok's way, but again, with this blue shell for him, he is going to be able to block it. Yep, the perfect protection there. So now he doesn't have to worry about holding that blue.
Barely makes it
I think he hopped a little early there, yeah. Sneaks on in.
Zoran missing the jump again.
I think the nerves are getting these guys a bit. It's early. You're trying to settle yourself down. The only person that possibly could be settled down right now, although I don't know if he ever gets his heart rate up, is Beck Abney. He's just come off a round.
He only gets his heart rate pumped up on Royal Raceway. He's on world record pace.
Whenever he sees the Marty fanfic.
Yeah, the Marty fanfic.
That's a pasta. If somebody can dig that one up, you can post that one in. Hattok through, though. Hits the tree, but he is pretty far ahead. Oh, the banana. Abney hits the banana. Zoran's going to make it in with a star. So Hattok should take this race. Dan going around.
Hattok with the clean number 1.
Very clean from Hattok here. Yep, Zoran taking second. The race for third is on. I think Abney should take it. Yep.
Ooh.
So, large swing. We have Zoran and Beck tied at 3, but we also have Hattok and Dan tied at the top, 6 apiece. Good start for Hattok. Dan had a great start, and all of a sudden, that's all it takes is 1/4, and it swung back the other way. Last race of the Cup. Calamari Desert. Last of the truly, well, I guess I shouldn't say truly big RNG tracks, because they all kind of are. But last of the Mushroom Cup, which generally has the biggest RNG factor.
This track is also notoriously laggy, especially right after those first set of train tracks.
It's the single train, dude.
It's insane.
First, apparently, they tried to put all the trains in there, and it was just an absolute disaster. So they decided to cut it down to 1 train, instead of just cutting the train out altogether. Spam the train, folks. Yeah, Dan had a big sandbag at the start here, but he picks up double stars, and on this track, it's very easy to catch up quickly, so he's back in the race. And Zoran taking out a bomb. Pretty uncharacteristic from him at this point. I don't see him hitting too many bombs normally. Again, I think there's an element of nerves here. The key for these guys is who's going to settle down first, who's going to really get into a rhythm first.
Abney going for those hill hops.
Yeah, going on world record
looking to beat that train.
He's going to beat the train, yo. He beats the train, yo. Dan gonna use this the star, gonna cut the grass. I'm sorry, use the blue and then cut the sand with the star. Goes into the lead. The blue did hit in time, so it's not gonna come for him. And red's coming. Gating all that big work. Follow the train, CJ. Andy Hine will like that one. One's in the chat for Andy, if anybody wants.
Green shell repeatedly hitting itself out of the train tracks there. Makes a very funny noise. Almost like
yeah.
Sounds like a UFO. Actually.
Yeah. Especially if you go by slowly and then you're like, what? Dan getting hit over the items. Well timed there by Beck. Beck gonna get the roll 3rd place fake item block. And this is all allowing Hattok once again to race out a bit. So Zoran had the option to cut both sands here. He elects to wait a bit longer. I think he's gonna, okay,
Ooh.
He is gonna double up on items, but 2nd place this time. Single
Dan
shroom.
looking for that, gets a bolt.
Okay, so I see why Zoran used that a little earlier. I think he was trying to wait for the train tracks or doubling up on items, but Boo came out for Hattok. Dan shock dodges both Zoran and Hattok. Had to, though. Zoran going to take the win. I believe Hattok, though, coming in 2nd. Regardless of what happens, Dan will hold the 3rd, but regardless of what happens there, 3-1 Cup Climatee. Our leader is Hattok.
This is Most unexpected.
Yes, I agree. 8 for Hattok, 7 for Dan, 6 for Zoran. They're bunched up. Abney falling off the pace just a little bit, but still early in this one. Can come back from this at 3.
Abney's just sandbagging the beginning of the round and get better items late.
No, this is the strat, right? He knows that they're all going to start targeting each other, so he's like, who cares what happens at the start?
Playing the long game.
Yo, uh-oh. Oh, decent jump.
Oh, Hattok.
Look, man.
Spinning off.
We call that one a commentator's curse. He goes way back. That is a commentator's curse. The second we start hyping somebody up, they make a mistake. A crucial mistake. I will say, though, I agree with you. I think Hattok, of all the players, not that there's anything against him, I think he would have been the 4th pick out of 4 who would be leading after this first cup. So, great start for him.
It's more of a testament to like how strong all these guys are.
Exactly. How strong the field is, how strong this final is, so. Good on Hattok for making it, and good on him for putting up a fight early. Gonna have to throw some punches. He's gonna have to play 16 full rounds of cracks and chaos. Abney, though, holding a big lead. I've been watching his race this whole time. Pretty clean for the most part. And it's helping him that Zoran and Dan are kind of going after it right now.
Oh, but he hits an item box. Dan starts to close the gap a little bit.
Still about a picture frame gap between Abney and Dan. It expands massively. But then Dan closes it, and then so does Zoran. Hattok is pretty...
Hattok is still pretty far behind here after that rough start.
This is the items. I'm not sure he might need to fish for a bolt here, but there's still a little bit he can do at the end here to see if he can salvage a point or two. Abney over. He's got triple reds behind him in a pretty open area. Dan does not use them. So Dan, I think, is already starting the strategic racing game here. He's okay with Abney winning for now.
And getting the ideal Calamari Desert items here. But it is not Calamari Desert.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Dan's playing a bit of the strategy game here. Instead of trying to send those reds in for Abney, he decides to keep them. Going to go ahead and take this second. Abney taking the win. With Zoran finishing 3rd.
Zoran with the spiteful bolt onto Hattok.
Zoran finishing 3rd. Dan will take the lead here. And tight race. 9 for Dan, 8 for Hattok, 7 for Zoran, 6 for Abney. You know what? If we get a reverse of the standings in this next race, we could have this 9s tie. Had that in the semifinal.
Spam this can to help out Dan. Don't forget.
Cans in the chat. Spam this cat to help out Hat.
Spam these lines to root for 9s.
4 9s.
That's pretty good.
Zoran makes it clean over. So does Beck.
Yeah. Beck not going for YOLO Valley here.
So does Dan. Everyone makes it clean over.
Good hairpins here.
Double stars with the
two allowed what could look like a skip to some people, but considered a developer intended paths, if you will. That and the Koopa Troopa ramp jump.
A large optimization, if you will.
That's why they put the tracks so close together. They're like, yeah, sure, jump down. Sure.
Oh, Zoran misses the jump, but he clips the side,
out.
so he's going to get put down in a good place.
Yep. Does get the good placement. Beck coming through. Has a blue as well.
Oh, heck.
Tough race for Hattok. I've fought a few of these races where it's just kind of nothingness, but yeah, don't want too many of them. Not guaranteed to be a 4th here, because this bolt for Abney is very interesting. I mean, he's in last, so everyone's in front of him, obviously, but Dan is definitely the target at the moment. He's not going to want Zoran to win, necessarily, but he will.
Oh, but he pulls a star.
It might be an early usage. Well, I don't know how much... Okay, Dan is going to go for this.
He might not even go for the hairpin
I think he will. You can make this. Abney going to set up a backup.
Oh,
Dan makes it! I think a shell is coming in, though. Ready to spam those cans, chat. Oh, it was a red shell. Abney, though, using the bolt, did get Hattok down. Not that that matters for him. Is he going to send these reds? He's holding them. I don't think it would have made it, but still, you got to try something here. First place for Dan, much needed for him. 2nd for Beck. It looks like, yeah, Zoran's going to take a 3rd.
Tough luck for Hattok.
Just like that, Dan out to 12, and there's a 3-way tie for 2nd place at 8 points apiece. No 9s, but we get 3 8s instead. Is that okay?
I'll allow it.
Nice. MJ, what's your favorite type of salt? Iodized, kosher,
All of the above.
all salt.
Potassium chloride.
NaCl.
Table salt, rock salt, doesn't matter. As long as
Pure.
it's salt, it's fine by me.
Your unadulterated salt. Summoning. Yeah, that's a good answer. Uh-oh, Hattok. Another race where it's
Falls
a tough
into the
start.
drink.
I mean, part of what's happening here is I think he's falling behind at the start of these races, and then just the chaos just sits in front of him. I mean, look at all these bananas in his way. Oh my goodness, there's a decoy that I think Zoran put down, and that's going to be something these players are going to have to look out for on lap 2, and possibly lap 3.
That was Dan's.
Dan did it. Okay, nice. MJ keeping his eyes out for the chaos.
Hattok getting shells, but they're not doing much.
Yeah, shell. The red shell's not ideal. The blue, not terrible, because all 3 have a chance to get hit, and it does end up causing usually the leaders to slow down a bit. So, my goodness,
Another blue.
Here it comes. Hattok said, if I'm not going to win this race, I will introduce chaos into it. I will hit you, and I will nearly spin out every chance I get. He does get a star here. He's going to use it to blast some of these bananas away. Get through okay.
Mark my words, there will be even more bananas.
Oh, don't worry.
On the lap 3.
Nobody hit that decoy, so... Ooh, Hattok... Oh, he did... I don't think he tumbled nice. You can
Nope.
tumble on that wall if you make a slight mistake. Bananas there. Hattok avoids it. Alright, let's turn our attention back to the front, though, because it is a close 3-way race. Abney! Bad hit detection on that fence. He literally went through it. Like, I think he was on the edge of the boardwalk and just fell down.
We'll have to watch that one
Yeah.
back. That's
Flip
crazy.
it. Flip it and ship it, chat. Instead, Hattok now taking 3rd.
Dan jumping over the crack to
Real
avoid those
2-horse
bananas.
race.
Oh, he doesn't fall off though.
Yep.
Zoran
also
ahead
gets the same
with triple
insta
shrooms.
stop. So these two are definitely going to race this. Zoran pushing hard to try and deny Dan the items. Dan gets it, puts the decoy down. Hattok gonna have to be careful here. Oh, what a play! I think Zoran's far enough ahead, but Daniel Burbank gonna extend his lead with the win. 2nd place to Zoki. 3rd. Hattok salvaging a 3rd there. Just like that. One more race to go until halftime, and Dan's up to 15 points. Zoran's 2nd, 5 points behind at 10. Hattok and Abney, though, obviously very much in this race. Yeah, Dan's gonna hit the halftime channel points. The halftime channel points win. Uh-oh.
Having some slight technical.
Nailed it. Oh no, we lost all the chat. Alright, Pete chat. I can't see anything you said.
Alright, it's just...
It's just Mustard Man now.
Please repeat every line you have said so we can catch back up.
Alright, early at the Rainbow Road here. This is the long one. And close race between the top 3. Zoran falling behind a bit. Yeah, spam those Abney roads.
Abney with the boo. Be watching 4th place here. Wow, he gets run over. Boo's no good in 4th. He's got to use it.
Yeah. Don't really want to hold on to a boo in last place because the items you're looking for generally are the ones that 4th place is picking up, so why not do it yourself?
But he steals Hattok's gold shroom in 1st place. A complete reversal.
Hattok didn't deserve that gold in 1st. Bad shroom to Abney. But 1 lap in. No. People are good driving in a generally straight direction. Anything to talk about, MGA?
No.
Perfect. Back to the booth.
No pun intended.
Kevin Booth. Abney with a bolt now, into lap 1.
Everyone's still very close together. This is anybody's race.
It's gonna cycle here.
Oh, Dan hitting
Lord.
the chain chomp. He should have gone for the
What was
ski jump.
that? Abney was like halfway spinning out when he hit Zoran, and then he just kind of swooshed him and then went straight down. Chaos. Yeah, Dan, good lead here. If Dan picks up a win here, honestly, the ideal scenario is Abney in 2nd.
Oh, Hattok being launched off.
Dan, I think Abney hit like a shell or something, was stuck in the road, and then Hattok just YOLO'd into him.
Born with the bolt.
Yeah.
Hattok getting swag shock dodge, though.
Dan could have as much of as an 8-point lead after this race here, which would be pretty wild. But we'll see if these competitors can reel him in here. I mean, Dan's been playing Kart all day, so he's the opposite of Rusty right now. getting ready for the World Cup. Or actually, I think he's been doing some of his World Cup stuff.
Dan feeds a very important move there.
Dan, everything going his way. He's like, I just need a little more luck, though, to get through the rest of this race. So, feeds DK. Does pick up another banana. I think DK is not satisfied with just a few bananas. He's like, come back around. Give me more. Oh, quick steal of the reds on Abney. But now Dan's got perfect protection. I think he was going for the reds that... Or, sorry, the stars Zoki had. Oh, my goodness. Why not? Just pick another boo up.
Red Armageddon
Wow.
coming out.
Yeah, so Zoran has to use this bolt right away, but unfortunately for him, just Abney has reds behind. Abney will let him go, though, so he is also playing the team game here. Going for, so they know they have to reel Dan. He definitely cannot win this race.
Dan dodging that
Okay.
red shell, grabbing a gold shroom as well. Not
We'll
too
see.
bad.
I think Zoki's still going to be able to go for him after this. Yeah, Zoki, I don't know. It should still connect. Oh, Zoki into the bomb. Dan!
Oh, but
I think Dan
Dan
thought he could get around the corner. The chomp kind of freaked him out a bit there.
Yeah.
Goes off the track. That's going to be a costly mistake.
Pretty unlucky.
Definitely going to be fourth at the start of lap 3 here. We'll see how big the gap is.
Beck pulling out into first place, passing Zoran.
Little more than, I would say about a 3/4 portrait lead Hattok has on Dan. But right away, Dan gets the star. Dan going to get right back into this.
See if you can beat luck.
Well, I mean, he's got the luck on his side.
So far.
Yeah. Boo as well.
Another
And the
star.
star. So that, a lot of good chaotic items here. I mean, he wants to avoid, what, like triple shrooms, triple shells. And he stays on. Yeah, summoning Salt here. What would you like to say, Salt, to your fans?
Hello, I am summoning Salt, and definitely not some other person.
That is just always salty.
I don't know who this summoning salt is, honestly, but I know who MG is.
Yeah,
So.
Navalock.
He sounds like a scrub.
Alright, late in lap 3. And
Neck
Dan,
and neck.
Yeah, Dan
This is crazy.
really made that one up. He had a lead for a second there. And then all of a sudden, it's a close race. Abney, though, in the power position, uses the bolt there. Did not get another item in fourth, but Dan, all the way back in third, cannot hit him with this red. Great position for Abney. I think he's going to take this one. He really would like to see Dan not get second, though. I don't think he's going to... Oh, wait. Zoran is right on Dan. Dan trying to dodge the items.
Oh, Dan gets a
wait a
lightning,
minute. So Abney
but
wins. Dan's going to get railroaded by some reds here. Hattok getting hit by the other one. Zoran, though, is he going to take it? He is going to take second. Win for Abney.
Crazy Rainbow
Zoran,
Road.
much needed second. Third for Dan. And at halftime, Luke, take a reassessment of the situation. Dan, 16 points, has the lead. Zoran closing in a bit there, 12 in second place. Abney at 11, also very much in this battle. And then Hattok at 9, needs a little bit to go his way, but he is still very much in this one. Needs a huge back half, though, to really make this grab.
Tran!
Starts with the Tran, going for some swag strats.
All about those swag points. Gotta trade the real points for the swag points.
And
Secret
then-
trophy.
And then you can trade the swag points for the channel points.
Trade the channel points for
A new site. Another new site.
Yes.
The
MarioKart65.com.
Yeah. Need the overcard, the amped up site.
No bolts so far. Oh, Hattok just tossing those bananas. Hail Mary.
So the interesting thing here is Dan now in fourth. Zoran is in the lead. Abney is in second. Abney has to make a decision if he wants to try and do whatever he can to keep Dan behind him and let Zoran go ahead.
Bolt coming out for
Honestly,
for
just
Hattok.
ignore everything I just said because everything is turned on his head now.
See if he
with Hattok.
uses it.
He is going to use it to get Abney
Oh,
down.
and Abney still falls down.
I'm going to try to go ahead, Zoran. I mean, it's very hard for Hattok here. Because he's so far behind, he doesn't necessarily have the benefit of being able to target, just like Dan or anything specifically. But not getting Zoran down is tough. I can't imagine that he only wanted to get Abney down there. Unless he's playing for third, he wants to get on that podium. I think my favorite one of these pastas so far is left my tax form blank to help Burbank. That's very...
It's illegal, but
Very long thought. I want to know how... Somebody had to think, okay, Blank. Blank. What do you leave blank? I'm drawing a blank. Burbank blank.
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. Oh, we were talking about tax evasion earlier.
That is
So
true.
maybe we've inspired the chat for the negative.
We are not giving financial advice.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Please do not commit tax fraud. It is very illegal.
Not in this country, at least.
Depends on who you are.
Yeah. Depends on the scale. Honestly, one thing about this country is the more tax fraud, the higher the numbers, the less the punishment. Hattok spinning out here is going to allow Zoran to take the lead. He is going to come back with the red. Zoran does not get through.
That would make to help Burbank. Stinson!
Hattok really going for Zoran with these forward bananas. Oh, he gets him!
He sniped Zoran!
Hattok. Wow, he was spamming that peel to help out Deal, but unfortunately Deal's not around, so Zoran's the one that gets crushed here. Hattok in the lead, blocks Zoran's single red. Honestly, they have to be careful, though, because Dan is lurking in third place. Okay, Zoran, I think maybe... I didn't quite see what happened, but I wouldn't be shocked if he tried to sandbag a bit here. I think he is. Yeah, he's wants... Oh, Hattok nearly got Dan there. I think he wants Dan in second, so he can go for the third place items. They both get triple reds.
Lots
Dan's
of
going to
reds
send
on
these
the
in.
player,
It
no.
is going to hit Hattok, but now no reds, no defense here. Zoran can control this a bit. Here's when he's going to use these. Yeah, I think Zoran might be going for a big play here.
Oh,
Dan,
triple greens in third.
Okay.
No good.
there's a chance that Zoran's going to... You know, okay, Dan saw it coming. I was going to say, Zoran might have been going for Dan here to hit him with the reds. Off the ramp. Hattok also had some reds, so Dan had to super sandbag. We'll see what happens here. Hattok getting hit. He's going to send him in.
Oh, those reds.
They're going to track. One hits. Hattock's coming through. He's going to take it. What a play by Hattok. Wow, what a race for him.
Dan
First
getting a little
for
too
Zoran.
confident.
Second for Hattok, third for Dan. Abney was not in that one. And I'll tell you what, that was Hattok quite the race here. Oh, my God.
Frankie.
Hattok, that's actually, what's his name?
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah.
That's Jesse. Sorry,
Jesse,
I
good
thought that was
one.
Frankie.
No,
Yeah.
you're good.
Good one, Jesse.
Had quite the race there, though. The forward banana throw that caught Zoran, allowed him to take the lead, and then that quick AB spin, very precise he had to be. One of those shells gets around the corner, hits Dan, and then he's able to shroom for the win there. Would be a massive game changer here, and Zoran loved to see that for sure. Overall standings, though, 9 races in, 7 to go. Dan and Zoran have a little separation on Abney and Hattok. Both those guys honestly really need a win, maybe even a 1-2 between the two of them. Get back in this, but you're looking out for your own race, you're looking for a win here.
Hattok getting hit by the crack jump
Yeah.
from Abney. Very aggressive there.
I mean, Dan's way out in front right now. Zoran now also coming through.
Those penguins did not
Yeah.
connect with Abney there. Crazy. Zoran pressing Z for Zoran. Oh,
Abney
but
getting
he
rid of that
gets
shroom.
crushed.
Okay, yeah, Hattok with the bolt here. Is going to run this back a bit. Okay. Third place items gets the triple shrooms. I think Abney just ditched that. Oh, use a Hattok. Okay, there we go.
The bolt from Zoran. Revenge. Payback.
Yeah, Abney going down.
Down into the drain.
Quite who Zoran wanted to get down here. He really wants Hattok to catch this up. This 3-point swing, or even 2-point swing for Dan. Oh no, Abney, it's falling apart a bit.
Zoran missing the items.
Okay.
Not good for him.
Zoran now can control his fate a bit here. Only losing a point here wouldn't be the worst. I do think he's going to try to protect this second.
Hattok
Yeah.
very close behind still.
Very tough race for Abney here. Dan will take the win with the swag finish. Zoran in second. We'll get Hattok in third. Alright. 10 races in, 6 to go. 3 points is the lead. These two have kind of dropped the other two. Hattok 8 points behind Dan in the lead. Abney 9. They both need quite a bit of help to get back into this. Yeah, Abney's throwing. He wants the large comeback.
And with the large...
Yeah, Dan's known to do this for sure. He does pick up the blue. Zoran in the lead. He's going to send it. Abney spinning out. I think he might have been trying to hit B, but he was hopping instead. Yeah, into the drink. He's going to be fishing for some bolts or stars here to catch up. Hattok spinning around.
Zoran placing down those bananas.
Yeah.
Trapping that and making it so the players just can't go in that area or else they're going to lose some.
Yeah, you got to pay a bit of attention. If you see somebody, Hattok, or not Hattok, Abney said, you know what, I'm just going to do it anyway.
No, Hattok spinning
didn't get
out.
this pause. Didn't get the pause. Jeez. The cancel of the banana goes down. Abney up into third now. I'll run this back a bit. Still needs this bolt, honestly, at this point.
Control item box in third.
Not going to help too much. Blue coming in, though, for Hattok. Sending it forward. Abney sees or hears it. Going to get to the side.
Dan and Zoran battling it out
Hattok,
for first place.
The story of this round so far, though, has been Hattok and Abney unable to stay on the track a whole lot. Making a few too many big mistakes, and it's giving Zoran and Dan quite the runway. Abney, though, running this back a bit on lap 2. He is tight with the others. There are so many bananas. Banana slaloms into the lead. Now, Dan also goes for it.
Now, both Dan and Zoran there were sandbagging very hard in order to get a bolt, but none of them got it. So it gave Abney a chance to catch back up.
Yeah, exactly. He's right here now. He goes off to the side. I think he might have been trying a little shell cancel or quick tumble. Zoran, though, played that red shell very well. Hit Dan right before he went onto the zipper. Gave him a little extra time loss, and the last lap here.
Booze out for Abney.
Yeah,
uses it immediately.
I wonder if, well, he's got a lot of reds behind,
yeah.
I wonder if he was thinking about using the finish line. This isn't 150cc, though. It wouldn't work. Or, sorry, this isn't GP runs. It wouldn't work. So Abney now, with this red... Or, jeez. Colorblind. With this green, Zoran is going to hit him with 2 reds, though, and then pull out his other reds. Takes the lead. Hattok way out of this race. The battle between the top 3 is very much on, though.
Single red for Abney.
Zoran goes too tight. Oh, I think he's trying to get some bonks there. I think Abney's red just bonked into the ramp.
Side of the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, bolt out
that's
for Hattok.
Huge for Dan. Yeah.
Oh, is Abney gonna make it?
He's gonna make it. Wow, from a standstill. Well done from him. Dan, though, with the shock dodge. That's back-to-back races where Abney is in second place, and first place gets given a shock dodge.
Oh, Dan is the man.
Dan, this one. Yours truly in the last one. Dan taking the win. Would love to see Abney hold on to the second. It looks like it's going to happen.
Whittling down that gap between him and his 1 point at a time.
Third for Zoran here. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice Hattok was in that. I hit the button way too fast. That's okay. Alright, 5-point gap now between Zoran and Hattok. God almighty, I cannot think. Between Dan and Zoran. 5 points is the difference. Wow, Dan trying to push Zoran off. And with 5 tracks to go now, Zoran still controls his own fate. If he beats Dan on every track, he'll at worst tie, but really cannot afford too many...
Abney taking out Dan in here.
Fall downs here, and could use some multi-point finishes.
Also taking out all those thwomps and Hattok for good measure.
Abney taking a little frustration out here, I can tell. It's getting to him a bit. But he's still in this as well, 10 points. Not a great gap to be behind. Hattok 11, not much better.
Large Marty's in the...
Yeah, jeez. Keep spamming him, chat.
Oh, he clears the jump.
Abney gets over. I don't know if Hattock's target was Abney, but we'll see. This is playing really well for everyone not named Zoran and Dan right now. But Dan isn't exactly hating this if Zoran only pulls 1 point here. Oh, yeah, Dan having a tough race, and this is just what Abney and Hattok need to try and get back into this. Wow. Womps are in a weird cycle now because Abney took some out on lap 1. So, they're honestly... It's good as random for the drivers. I don't think anybody studied the Womp patterns after recovery.
The physics of the thwomp.
I think they just, like, after a few seconds, like, respawning. I ran into one last race, which I was like, oh, great, thanks. But then, like, I guess based on how quick you're going, maybe they'll be up, maybe they'll be down. I don't think anybody studied it. Could be something for next year. Add it to the notebook. But we'll talk about that later because we're on to lap 3 here. Abney with a good lead. Zoran is on Hattock's tail here, so Abney really wants to get this going. He would honestly prefer Hattok to get second.
Zoran with the... I believe that was a second place bolt.
I think he had just been behind Hattok. But he still is behind Hattok. Yeah, probably some weird checkpoint shenanigans. Dan having a real laugher of a race here. Is going to be great news for the field. Abney going quick through that section. I mean, Zoran's got to be careful.
Zoran bolts? Is Zoran target Abney here?
I think he does. Abney trying to stay on the wall.
Abney going into the drink.
Zoran getting hit, though. Hattok coming through now.
Coming through underneath Zoran.
For Hattok.
Oh, he
Zoran
dodges
is
hitting.
probably going to take this, though. Yeah, Dan, I don't really know what he's doing. Yep. Zoran win. Massive swing for Zoran. Second for Hattok. Third for Abney. I'll tell you what. All right. One more cup to go. Dan in the lead with 23. Only 2 points behind now is Zoran at 21. Hattok and Abney each sitting at 14. It is getting late fast for them. Quite frankly, I mean, they cannot drop another race. They need to win, and they need Dan to start finishing fourth a lot. And quite frankly, Zoran to be finishing third a lot. It's going to probably be as soon as this race. We'll likely see both get eliminated. If not, honestly, one of the next race or two. But the miracle is still alive. Could see it happening. Just need to get a little lucky. The real battle, though, on for first between Zoran and Dan. Dan out to a lead. And again, we spoke about Zoran being 5 points behind that last race. Now 2. He definitely controls his own fate and has a little margin. Can afford to lose a race to Dan. Not going to want to, obviously, but he could. He does take the lead here.
Hattok with a 4th place star. Probably wants that bolt. Although on this track, it's not the greatest item. It's still, it's in.
Dan, off the track there. I just looked over and I just processed it.
It's
Dan
back with the fadeaway.
As it stands right now, Zoran would take the lead overall. Dan started this race out, or this round out so strong, so well, but kind of the problem when you're the top dog, you get targeted a lot. It's allowed everyone to get back into the field here. A few tough races as well for him. Got to keep his composure. Zoran stays on, very close there. Alright, Dan picking some items up. Zoran in the lead, does get through the oil tankers there. Lap 3 to go. Huge race right now for Zoran. The merging cars to Dan. Yeah, Dan has to do everything he can to to pick up some sort of points here. Zoran really front running this race. Abney really going to try to gatekeep this second here. Just think that... Oh,
Dan gets hit off.
That's a game changer. Hattok coming through. I mean, Hattok is still racing for the win here. I do think in this scenario, though, they will both be eliminated at Abney and Hattok. But could be right.
Oh, Hattok also going out of bounds.
Abney knocking off Hattok here. And that is huge overall because it's going to allow Dan back into this specific race. Zoran pretty clear out in first. Abney pretty clear out in second unless something really chaotic happens. That should be how we lock in. Yep. Zoran takes the win.
Dan battling for third place.
Hattok doesn't get all the items. Dan getting some
Dan
reds. Oh,
reds.
that should be good for Dan. Hattok, did clip the wall a bit there.
Almost swag
Dan
finish.
salvaging a point here. With that, Abney's still alive. Yeah, 24 for Zoran, 24 for Dan. Abney at 16. He is just 8 points off the pace. Actually, no, he is out because one of Dan or Zoran is going to get at least 2 points here. Even if they split third and fourth. So, Abney's tournament is done. Hattok's tournament is done. They will battle for third place still. They will battle for pride. And the real race now for the title is between Dan and Zoran. Abney going for the green over the top. Hattok has a huge lead now. Didn't see this coming. He is fighting for this third place still. Can't even get second. That's the toughest part for him. Just for this bronze medal. Abney picking up a boo. And quite frankly, like, Zoran and Dan are not really concerned about how it's going on in front. They are just concerned about each other. That is the entire battle for the top. I mean, obviously you want to get as many points as you can each race. Excuse me. But, I mean, when you know you one-on-one direct competition with Zoran here, Dan has a very clear target on his... Zoran hitting a deke there. Zoran also canceling the blue. So it is going to be a split race, and these are our two different battles right now. Battle for third
Beck going out
overall.
of bounds.
That's
Not
going to
good
bring
for
them
him.
back in. Dan now up to second. Zoran up to third. This has a chance to be a big swing. Beck going to steal the single shroom.
Hattock's still out.
Hattok very clean in front. This is a good race from him.
Solid first place finish.
And this
Unless
will be
something crazy happens.
Yeah, good chance to swing the bronze medal for him a bit here.
Dan out in second.
Yeah.
Commanding double reds. Gets a third red. Oh, but
Zoran
with the
big
lightning.
bolt. Dan gonna stay on, plays that very safe, very well.
He
He's
needs
gonna
to
go for
spin
the
out
spin.
here.
I don't think he does. He had
Oh.
plenty of space. The spin out might have cost him a little bit, if I'm being honest, but no harm, no foul. Takes the second. Third for Zoran. Just like that. Hattok moves into third. Dan breaks the tie, takes the lead. Choco Mountain, 2 races to go. This is getting interesting. Very intense. Dan and Zoran also, once again, staying at the hip with each other. Hattok and Abney staying close together as well. I mean, these guys know who their only competition is. Wow,
the red shot
Zoran
coming up from the pit.
If you saw that from Abney's view, yeah, it went down into the pit. Back up. Oh, they're going for each other so hard right now. Zoran taking care of that bomb now. Zoran now playing the RNG game, I think. I think he's really going to need a bolt here. Got a little railroaded by Hattok's reds. Hattok sends them in. Does not get to Dan. Abney in a very commanding position. It is funny, the second Zoran and Dan realize that it's just them and they're targeting each other, all the luck starts going Hattok and Abney's way. Wow, that blue does end up hitting Dan, and then he gets hit by a red. And just like that, Zoran is right back on his tail. Dan does hit a banana, spins, stays on the wall, hits another. Zoran taking care of a banana.
Lots of bananas happening.
Yep. Zoran tumbling at the end there. So here we go, on to lap 3. This is a big swing for this tournament. If Zoran can take care of Dan here, he will at least have a tie. I mean, Hattok is still much in range with him. Hattok's starting to send some shells out. See him if he can test, see how far Abney is. The answer is too far. Oh, a blue coming. Blue's going to get wonky here. Hattok still going to stay safe. Turning our attention to Dan and Zoran. Zoran really trying to run Dan down. Zoran goes down. Abney will still win it, though. Hattok will take second. Big, much-needed point for Dan.
This is crazy.
And with that, battle for third. We'll start there. 19 apiece. Winner of this race between the two will take the bronze. However, the biggest part, Zoran, 25 points, Dan 27. Zoran needs a multiple point win. Dan controls his own destiny here. A winner is second. Dan takes the championship no matter what. Zoran needs probably a first or a second, and then combined with Dan being at least 2 spots behind him to bring it to a tiebreaker, which would be intense tiebreak. Zoran, early bolt. Dan gets one as well. Dan is going to use it to keep him in check.
Perfect timing.
Oh, doesn't
It's
get the quick tumble. Yeah, I think Dan knows if he finishes third, it's still fine so long as Zoran, or even if he finishes fourth, it's fine so long as Zoran is within a spot of him. Dan's sandbagging, though. This is a very aggressive sandbag from Dan.
Hattok coming out in front.
And if I'm being honest, if he doesn't really get the RNG he's looking for, this could backfire very hard. I mean, Zoran's just a second place star away from running away. And then Dan...
Oh, Hattok just flying into the void.
Dan now going to have to change his strategy, I think. Can't really go for the great items. Hattok with the bolt. Hattok now moves into third. Is probably going to... Oh, the decoy.
He gets another bolt.
This is playing into Zoran's hands here. Because Hattok... Oh, they smish. Wait, that kind of works, though. Because now they can pull away from Dan a bit. Oh, this is intense. On the last lap, Hattok in the lead. That battle for third is raging on between Abney and Hattok. Abney gonna go for it. Oh, no, he's not. Gets hit by a red. Zoran spins around. Zoran now needs something here. Nothing. Dan in second with some shrooms. Zoran hits the bomb. This is probably decided, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, Hattok gonna take the win.
Hattok,
but the important one,
place.
Second place for Dan. Takes Summer Kart 2024. Third place for Abney.
Spam that can for the champion Dan.
29 points for Dan, takes the title. Zoran, the silver medal, 25, second place. Hattok, a great tournament for him, third place. Abney, good run through the semis, 20 points. Gonna finish fourth in this one. All right, folks. That's our tournament. I think we'll see if we can get Dan to do a speech here, so I will switch to the full room, so I'll be back in a second.
All right, well, this brings an end to another Summer Kart meet.
Sorry, get better light over here. Better light. There we go.
I have a lot of things that I want to say, but it's probably going to be hard for me to sort through all of them. First of all, I just want to say that I love all of you guys. And I know that normally I'm quiet, I keep to myself a lot, and I'm, very competitive and driven and all that, but there's not a single one of you that I don't love, and I'm super glad that, we're playing Mario Kart 64 in the year of 2024 is amazing. And I honestly think that so many things in this community are in a really, really great place. And I want to just highlight the fact that, and I know Drew talks about the fact that, he started the Virginia meet in honor of Martin McMullen, who took his own life. And I want to just say that, I know this is an invitational, but I'm, and it's a hangout among friends. I want to just say that I really love the fact that, there's a Pennsylvania meet now, and so many people go to that, or a Wisconsin meet, and so many people go to that. And, I also want to mention that we are going to get, if you didn't know, the PACE Speedrun Convention that happened in June, Mario Kart 64 was in that. We got 4-player versus, and we are going to get it in again. I think November 3rd through 9th, we're going to be on stream November 7th, I think at 10 o'clock. I already talked to the guy that runs the event, Milo, who's a great guy. I want to just say, thank you to Kyle, who, I know kind of like when we started this 2 years ago, I was, kind of put the bill, but then you kind of took it over. So definitely thank you for doing that. Thank you to Jones, who has done all the cooking and well, not all the cooking.
MG.
All the people that have been doing all the groceries and Costco and everything else, and cooking. I know I don't really do that stuff at all, so it's definitely an added burden that goes into that. So, thank you guys for that. I want to say thank you to Abney for hosting the stream and, just using your influence to kind of grow this. Thank you to Zoran for continuing to come to these meets year after year, because I know, I've been to the Euro meet twice now, and thousands of bars, so I don't know how much it costs you to come here every year, but, I certainly appreciate it, and I'm glad I finally beat you in an important round. Thank you to all the Kyra guys that have been whooping me for the last 2 weeks. I want to just point out, for all of you guys, I hope that all of you will go home and buy RAFnet adapters and get Kyra, because the last 3 weeks, I must have played like 35 versus rounds, and I kid you not, I have not won a single round. Not even joking. I didn't get more than 28 points. So they're legit, and I don't love their rules, but they are really good. So, I wish Vena was here, and Jesse and Jared and Simon. Hope you can come in the future. And I know other people probably want to come again. Go to all these meets. There's a lot of opportunity. I don't know what else I can say. Obviously, I'm very happy that I won, and thank you for everyone that watches the stream and again supports Mario Kart 64. And the Global Kart Contest is going on the next 2 weeks. Slim is hosting that, so I'm competing in that. Abney's competing in that. Zoran's competing in that. Is anyone else? Smurfy's here. He's competing in that. So I'm looking forward to that, and hope you guys all tune in for all of that stuff, and I think that does it. So thank you guys again, and
Good job, Dan. Woo!
Good man.
Congrats to Kyle for winning the Carter contest.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Card after dark starts now.
We have some prizes for people.
Oh.
But before I get to Uno's, I also made some medals for the winners.
Woo!
So, third place, Hattok, come on up.
Yeah.
Second place, Zoran. I know he wants to get up and get out. That's fine. Here you go.
Places this year.
And before I get to the chance that we've all heard from, I have have a special award, the Gamer Award, for the swaggiest play. I have to give this one to Hattok for that entire Wario Stadium.
Oh,
the
yeah.
banana throw.
Yeah.
I think it was a shell you were able to.
Yeah.
Shell hitting Dan.
I nailed Zoran with the banana bunch.
A forward one, and then you 80 spun, hit Dan, was able to get second.
Yeah.
The swaggiest play by far.
Yeah.
Woo!
I hate to do this to Abney as well. But special award.
Wooden spoon.
This is kind of a plastic spoon.
2 seconds.
You gotta come get it. The wooden spoon. The JT special, the wooden spoon.
I knew there were prizes.
And then of course, we have to give him his flowers once again. Udo brought a trophy and a prize for you. I also have a gold medal as well. So congrats, Dan, our champion.
Woo!
The big check for $400,000 is upstairs.
Dodge it.